It was a normal day for a group of friends as they made their way to their local tavern. They all met up every week to play Dungeons and Dragons, and this week would be no different. They made their way to the back room of the tavern, where they had their table waiting for them. It was on the edge of town, tucked away in a little corner. They knew the owner would keep their table for them until they arrived. They sat down, said their hellos, got their snacks and drinks ready, and prepared for another session of fun. When one of them looked up, they noticed that the others were staring at him oddly. He shrugged it off, thinking maybe he just had something on his teeth or something. Shortly after, the dungeon master arrived and the game began. As the story goes, they were adventuring outside of town, trying to help out the local community by ridding it of goblins that were plaguing travelers on the road. The goblins were said to live in caves nearby, and the townspeople offered the group whatever they wanted if they could take care of the problem. The group split up, planning to meet back at the tavern when they were all finished. Each hero went their separate ways to track down the source of the problem. The first three didn't have much trouble finding the cave. They all remember sitting down, talking with each other, and planning their next move. And in what seemed like only a second, they were standing up, packing up their things to head home. No one said anything about the fact that time warped. They all believed they were the only ones who experienced that weirdness. So they just chalked it up to exhaustion and headed home. Each of them opened the door to their house, greeted their family, and without even thinking twice, they made their way to their bed, passing out almost immediately. None of them dreamed about the tavern or the game they had just played. In the morning, the group woke up, stretched and yawned, and started their day as per usual. On the way to work, each of them passed by the same tavern, and they all stopped. In unison, they looked at the building as if seeing it for the first time. Something told them to open the door and walk inside. As they all entered the tavern, they noticed it was completely empty. The tables were overturned, glasses were shattered on the floor, and the bar was completely destroyed. They all looked at each other, confused. Suddenly, memories flooded back. The game, the cave, everything. They all looked at each other, then ran to the door, flinging it open and stepping outside. They found themselves in the middle of a village, and it was unlike any village any of them had ever seen. The buildings were crafted from wood and stone, and the people within were dressed in crude clothing. They all looked at each other, recognizing each one from the description given by each of the players. There's a rogue dressed in dark leathers and looks as though he could hide in a crowd with ease. There's a fighter in heavy armor with multiple weapons equipped. Then there's the wizard that looks a little older than before. He has gray hair and a long pointy beard that matches his pointy hat. There's the barbarian, a brute of pure strength and anger, standing at nearly 8 feet tall. There's the bard, the performer of the group, always quick with a quip and cunning with words. Finally, there's the cleric, an older functioning alcoholic that is outwardly angry and grumpy, but deeply cares for everyone in the party. They all stand around in astonishment, not knowing what to do. Suddenly, the memory of the quests they were given during their campaign comes rushing back. Find the hidden goblin cave and rid the lands of those foul beasts. The group believes this to be the best course of action. So they start off on their journey to save the town from the nearby goblin threat. Will they succeed? Will the town be safe? And most importantly, will they make it back home? Tune in next week to find out. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this D&D short. If you did, please show your support. It truly means the world to me. Also, if you want to go beyond the basic tier and get some exclusive perks, check out our support page. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.